Hey there friends, and welcome back to Ugly Duckling House. I made these awesome carved planters and fitted them with custom plant stands, so today I'm going to show you how to make both. I began by turning my miter saw to a 30-degree bevel. I then cut 6 pieces for each hexagon planter, flipping the board as I cut. This created one longer side of each piece that was 3 inches wide and a narrower side that served for the outside of the planter. You may also notice that these clips are using plywood and not the poplar I use in the rest of the video. Chalk that up to lost video footage and maybe we'll consider it as a rite of passage as a YouTuber. But I made these hex planters and realized during the edit that unfortunately, all of the initial footage of cutting and assembling them went missing. My whole inspiration for this project was to stay home and use my scrap wood, so I had to once again go through my scrap wood pile for something that I could use to re-record these steps. Anyway, to form the hex shape, I turned the narrower side out and glued and nailed them together in a spiral, as you see here. Since this was made with all scrap pieces, I had a few spots where the boards weren't perfectly flat, so I had to fill gaps and sanded it all down and prep for carving. This is the fun part. For the first planter, I started with a round carving burr on a Dremel. Links to all my tools and materials are in the description below this video. If you haven't done much carving yet, I recommend doing a few tests on a piece of scrap beforehand, so you can get a feel for how much pressure to apply and how far apart to place each pass, so that you can get a consistent pattern across the entire surface. For the next side, I chose another bit and created a new texture. You don't necessarily have to switch bits if you don't want to. You can, in fact, make multiple patterns using the same one, or you can create the same pattern on all of the sides. On the third side, I chose a cutting bit, but made light passes to etch small lines all over the surface. In the final planter, this side was probably the lightest texture visible, but still interesting. It's all about how much pressure you use that determines how deep the carving appears in the final product. I made a total of 3 different types of texture on each planter, repeating them on the opposite side of the hex shape. For planter number 2, I again chose 3 different texture patterns. The first used the same cutting bit from the first planter, but I applied it heavier and in a starburst design from the center. You may notice when applying more pressure that more burn marks are created. It wasn't really something I worried about because stain or paint will cover it later. Also for planter number 2, I tried out my new die grinder. The shank on these burr bits are 1/4 of an inch versus the 1/8 inch shank of the Dremel. So keep that in mind when shopping for carving bits as to what tool it's made to be used with, because they can't always be interchanged between tools. As you can see here, I used the same burr bit to create a new pattern. So don't feel like you need to run out and get a whole set. Quality burr bits can be pricey, so feel free to challenge yourself to see how many textures you can create with only 1 or 2. Then, if you find out you enjoy carving like I do, invest in a few more over time and keep experimenting. With all of my textures complete, I did a light hand sanding to remove any surface roughness. Then I attached the bottom. I left it open during carving so it would be easier to clamp, and completed this step last. I sketched a pencil outline, cut it out, and then marked a line on the inside of the planter to match up the edges. Once both were dry, I stained the outside of the first planter with a dark stain and spray painted the second with white paint. I made these planters with the intention of having a plastic liner on the inside, but didn't account for the plastic lip on top. I have a link to these in the description as well, but I just cut the lip off to get it to fit, and used some scrap wood on the bottom to elevate it. I also coated the inside of each planter with a sealer to prevent water damage once the plants are inside. With the planters done, I moved on to the triangular plant stands using a 1-inch square dowel. I didn't actually measure any of this and eyeballed the whole thing, but the plans I'll post on my blog will have more guidance. The general idea is pretty simple. Using a 30-degree miter, I cut 3 pieces for support under the planter and attached them together in a spiral. The center can be adjusted slightly by making the center of the triangle bigger or smaller. But before I attach things together, I went ahead and stained each piece. I often wait until assembly is complete before staining, but only because I usually don't know what stain I want to use until the end of a project. This time I already had the perfect one in mind, and it made staining easier. Assembly was quick, using wood glue and 23-gauge pin nails at a slight angle to hold things in place. Because the nails are so small, it wasn't necessary to fill any holes. I also really like this nailer. It's battery powered, which makes quick DIYs like this a breeze. For the legs, I created 2 different links so that the stands would be slightly different heights. But I made a mark along each at about 3/4 of the way up and then nailed them to the center support. After a little cure time and picking out the plants to go in each, my planters were ready. I think I'll wind up splitting these into different rooms, but I honestly don't know which I like better. If you give this project a try, be sure to tag me at Ugly Duckling DIY on Instagram so I can see. Thanks so much for watching, and if you liked this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and click subscribe. Hope you're all staying safe and are finding new ideas for your scrap wood.